Problem 42, section 2.4 from the E textbook. The distribution of the number of hours that a random sample of people spend doing course per week is shown in the pie chart. So let me see the chalkboard. This is the pie chart, sorry. I choose 32 as the midpoint for 30 plus hours. So here we insert the frequencies, and the midpoint for 30 plus is going to be 32. Make a frequency distribution for the data. Then use the table to estimate the sample mean and the sample standard deviation of the data set. So let's write down the frequency. The frequency for the first class 0 to 4 is 3 people. So enter here 3. Then the next one is 11. Next one is 23. Next is 21. Then 14, 14 again, and then 6. So let's confirm this answer is correct. And yes, it is. Now it's asking to find the mean. Okay, to find the mean, we need to get the sum of the frequencies and then the result of, also the result when you add the product of the frequency times the midpoint. So we need to add more columns here. Let me get a pen so we can use the pen and write here that information we needed. So first of all, we need to add these values, the frequencies. So let me get a calculator. So it's going to be, I'm going to use my calculator in my desk. So it's 3 plus 11 plus 23 plus 21 plus 14 plus 14 plus 6. I got 92. Please confirm yourself that you get the same answer. So here the sum is 92. Now I need to add another column showing the midpoint. In the example provided here, the midpoint is represented by just an X. So you can use the midpoint or the X value. So the midpoint between 0 and 4 is 2. The midpoint between 5 and 9. Remember, to get this number, we add 5 plus 9 and divide by 2. Let me do it in my calculator, physical calculator. So 5 plus 9 equals, divided by 2, give me 7. So here the midpoint is 7. Then the value between 10 and 14, that is easy, is 12. Between 15 and 19, so add 15 plus 19 equals, divide by 2, the result is 17. Between 20 and 24 is 22. Between 25 and 29, so it's 27. And 30 more, here is telling that use 32. So 32. Now we need to multiply the midpoint by the frequency. Let me use X to represent the midpoint times the frequency. So multiply 3 by 2. 3 times 2 is 6. 11 times 7 is 77. Now 23, let me do the calculator. 23 multiplied by 12 is 276. 17 times 21 equals to 357. Recall that I am using my physical calculator. 14 times 22, I got 308. 14 times 27, 378. And finally 6 times 32 is 192. So the formula to calculate the mean is going to be, let me put it here. the mean is going to be the sum or the result when you multiply the midpoint times the frequency divided by n. And n is going to be the sum of the frequencies. So divided by the sum of all the frequencies. So we got already that the sum of the frequencies is 92. And the sum of the midpoint of the frequency, I need to add these numbers. I'm going to use my physical calculator to do the summation. So it's 6 plus 77 plus 276 plus 354 plus 308 plus 192. It gives me 1,213. So this is going to be in the denominator, 1,213. Now using the calculator, divide those numbers. So 1,213 divided by 92. My answer is 13.1847. Here it's asking to round to the nearest tenth. So nearest tenth is 1 decimal digit. So we round to this one increased by 2. So this is approximately 13.2. So this is the answer here. Let me enter that answer. So it's 13.2. And now I want to check this answer. Something is wrong. Okay, let's see. Maybe a miscalculation. Without Excel, it's going to be kind of difficult. So let me try again to find out where the error was. So midpoint here is 2, yes, 7, 12, 17, 22, 27, 32. Now multiply the x by the frequency, 2 times 3 is 6, 7 times 11, 77. Let me check this number. So it is 23 times 12, 276, correct. Next one is 21 times 17, 357. Oh, this is 357. So just one value makes the whole answer incorrect. So this is should be 357. Let me check the other one. Is 14 times 22, 308. 14 times 27, 378. 6 times 32. Yes, just that number was incorrect. So now we need to find the sum, which is 6 plus 77 plus 276 plus 357 plus 308 plus 378 plus 192. Let me do it again. I don't think it's correct. Okay, so it's 6 plus 77 plus 276 plus 357 plus 308 plus 378 plus 192. Yes, it's a big difference. I made some typos here. So the answer is 1,594. So we need to change all this. So the mean is the summation for the frequencies multiplied by the midpoint, which is 1,594, divided by the sum of the frequencies, 92. Now do this. Divided by 92 equals 17 point, rounded to one decimal. Well, let me write here the answer I got. 17.32608. I have more decimals, but rounded to one decimal place. This is rounded to 17.3. So let me enter this answer. Check the answer, and now it is correct. Now here it's asking to find the standard deviation. Okay, so to find the standard deviation, I need to do more calculations. I need to add more columns to this distribution for this table. And the first one is I need to subtract the mean. It was 17.3 to each midpoint. So let's do that. So x minus the mean. Remember that the x is the midpoint. So what is going to be 2 minus 17.3? Let's do that in my calculator. 2 minus 17.3 equals negative 15.3, and that must be a square. So let me do right now the square, and then if you take the square, the result is 234.09. And I want to multiply right now this number by the frequency, which is 3. So I need that number. So it's the midpoint minus the mean, all this square multiplied by the frequency. So this number multiplied by the frequency, which is 3, times 3, equals, my answer is 702.27. They repeat the process here. So it's the midpoint, the x, which is 7, minus the mean, 17.3, equals negative 10.3. And now we need to square the result, square, and then the result multiplied by the frequency. Here is 11, so times 11. And the answer I got, the total answer is 1,166.99. We can use this, but actually I need only this product. So let's do the next one. So again is the midpoint minus the mean. So the midpoint is 12, minus the mean is 17.3, equals, then square. And for this, I get 28.09. Just to confirm, you get the same answer. Then this number is going to be, okay, let me check again. Maybe I forgot something. Let me do it again. So it's 12 minus 17.3, and then square. Yes, that's correct. And then multiply by the frequency. This number multiplied by 23 times 23 equals, and I got 646.07. Do the next one. So is the midpoint 17 minus the mean 17.3 equals, I got negative 0.3, but that should be a square. So the square is 0.09. Now this number multiplied by the frequency multiplied by 21 and give me 1.89. Next one, the midpoint 22 minus the mean 17.3 equals, the difference is 4.7. Now we need to square the difference. So it's 22.09. And now this number multiplied by the frequency 14, so times 14 and give me 309.26. Next one is the midpoint 27 minus the mean 17.3 equals. Now take the square, which is 94.09, and then this multiplied by the frequency, which is 14 times 14 equals, so I got 1,317.26. Now last one is the midpoint 32 minus the mean 17.3 equals, the difference must be a square. I got 216.09, and now this number multiplied by the frequency, so times 6 equals, and I got 1,296.54. I believe it's going to be easier if we use an Excel spreadsheet, because the spread calculates quickly the values and exactly. Now the standard deviation is going to be the square root of the result when you add the product from each midpoint minus the mean square times the frequency, and we divide all this by the number of values minus 1. So n is going to be the sum of the frequencies. Let me put it like that. So it's going to be divided by the sum of the frequencies minus 1. So this is the formula. So I need to get the summation of the results. So let me use the calculator. I need to be careful. I don't want to mistype a decimal number or something, because it's going to be everything incorrect. So 702.27 plus 1166.99 plus 646.07 plus 1.89 plus 309.26 plus 1317.26 plus 1296.54 equals, and the summation I got is 5440.28. So this is going to be the square root of 5440.28 divided by the sum of the frequencies is 92 minus 1 is 91. So we need to divide this by 91. So 5440.28 divided by 91 give me 59.78. So it's the square root of 59.78. And now just take the square root of this result. And the answer I got is 7.73. Well, there are more decimal digits. I got 7.73, 19, 65, 902. And now let's see how many decimals they wanted to get for the standard deviation. So let me close this and enter here the answer. It's just one decimal place, so it's 7.7, the answer I got, and it was correct. And this question is complete. It's a lot of calculations, and if we make a mistype or something, everything is going to be incorrect. So be careful.